lab that I want to show you guys, and this is going to be kind of something different that we're doing. We're going to go and I'm going to send Brandon on a little excursion over to the lab, and we're going to have Steven in there with a camera, and we're going to talk about some more of the apparati that we have set up, and some of the procedures that we go through in there. And I think you guys are going to be pretty excited. I think it's a pretty cool lab, and there's a lot of cool, unique stuff in there to talk about. So yeah, so I'm going to hand you one of these headsets. Head over there so we can communicate, and then I'm going to sit right here and wait for you to head over there.
All right, mic check 1, 2.
Oh, cool. So there's the camera feed.
Let me know if it's too loud in here, and I can shut this down for a minute.
I can't even hear what's playing right now. All I hear is you, so that's perfect.
Okay, good.
So let's start over. Let's go to the right of the room really quick, and there's a big cabinet over there.
Yes.
With, why don't you tell our viewers what that cabinet is and what's inside?
So this cabinet, so I'll kind of start before, right, this room. This is our life cycle room. So we want to, as best as we can, try to mimic what you guys are doing in cars. So we have all our power supplies, right? And power supplies are constant current. You're not going to have voltage drops with our power supplies. We have big, beefy power supplies. So we can run amps all day long, but if you're having voltage drop issues and you're using batteries, well, how are we going to imitate that, right? So we figured out a way to imitate it. And we are using alternators and motors to run our batteries. Very, very, very inefficient use of electricity here. But this is the best way that we can actually imitate what you guys are doing in the vehicle. So you can actually see, you probably can't hear the subs going over there, but we are playing Business by Eminem, of course. And every bass hit, you can see the pulley, the belt moving from the bass hits. So this is a alternator out of an old block Chevy. It doesn't put out that much power. We don't want to imitate like a perfect system with a high output alternator. We want to imitate like your average run-of-the-mill system. This alternator is probably, I don't know, 70 amps, something between 70 and 100 amps. We got an excess power battery, just one battery, and then we're running a length of power wire to whatever amplifier we're testing.
So what do we have? So you've got a giant motor turning an alternator, and that alternator power is feeding to that battery on the shelf right there. So
it is.
Is that where you guys hook up your amplifiers on the shelf and let them play for long periods of time?
Exactly, yeah. And if it's a big amplifier and it's pounding, the voltage drop is significant, right? So we don't want to have the voltage drop so low that we're just breaking alternators and running through batteries all the time, but it's dropping, right? So the alternator is bringing this thing up to 14 volts, but if we put a meter on here, it's dropping 13, 12 on some really big hits. So this is like your average system that you're gonna run if you don't do a high output alternator or extra battery in the back or anything like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we talked and touched on a little bit. We talked about reactive and static loads. Yeah. So you guys are using a reactive load in this situation right now, correct?
Yeah, so we are actually using subwoofers. So like for AP testing, we're using resistive loads. So it's just seeing a straight, say 1 ohm all the time. Because we're trying to imitate as best as we can, but also because we're in an environment where there's other people working. Like upstairs over there is customer service and tech support. If we were just running full woofers and speakers blaring, this wouldn't work, right?
Oh, so that's why you guys have the cones removed from those subwoofers right there, so you're not making a whole lot of noise, right?
Exactly. And not only that, but we can actually wire these out of phase so it cancels out some of the waves too. But because it's open air, the waves are canceling. But if we were running like a full setup, we can wire some of these out of phase and it actually significantly drops the volume as well. But I can you guys can hear me, and it's not loud at all in here. So this is the box we made. with some Solo X's, some 12s, and these are actually custom made voice coils with taller formers, because what we found, this is like V2, right? V1 were just the cones removed, and we found that with a certain amount of power, the voice coil would rub because it wasn't secure enough. That's what you need the cone for. It actually stabilizes it. So we made a taller former, and we 3D printed some bigger spacers here and added another spider, so it keeps it nice and stable moving up and down so it doesn't rub, and it handles way more power.